Hi, my name is Roman, and today I'm going to teach you how and why you would adjust your snowboard bindings for a powder day. First thing you're going to need are some tools. So you need a snowboard, some bindings, a tape measure, a posi head number 3, Phillips head screwdriver, a posi head number 2, Phillips head screwdriver, and for my snowboard bindings, a flathead screwdriver. Now, why would I want to adjust the bindings on my snowboard for fresh snow? Well, say it's a big storm day and you can't get up on the mountain, but you know tomorrow is going to be clear and tons of fresh snow. Well, you have time to set up your board to make the best of your powder day. So, with your regular binding setup, your center of gravity is in the center of your board. And with fresh snow, the nose of your board is more likely to dig into the snow and make it harder to ride. But if you slide your bindings back towards the tail of the snow, your center of gravity is more towards the tail will sink, the nose will rise, and it makes riding in powder much easier and much more enjoyable, like surfing the mountain. First thing you want to do is a quick safety check on your bindings to make sure your bindings are in good working order and that none of the other screws are loose. So I take my small Phillips head and insert it into all these little screws to make sure that each of them is tight, and I'm not going to have a catastrophic failure while I'm out on the mountain, because that's no fun. So to adjust the bindings, first thing you need to do is pop this cover off so that I can have access to my base plate. I'm going to do that on both of my bindings. Now I want to measure with my tape measure to make sure that I have the same distance between my bindings after I finish adjusting them. Next thing is to loosen all 4 of these base screws on both bindings. Taking careful note of where my front foot angle is. Super smooth. So my binding was in these holes up here. I'm going to slide it back to where my front foot is as far back as it'll go in these holes. And then simply tighten them down. Checking to make sure my front angle hasn't changed, and give them a nice hard turn to make sure they're all tight. And snap the cover back into place. Now that I have my back binding off, I want to set them as far back as they will go, but I also want to check my distance between my bindings. So it looks like that has widened my stance, and that's going to be too wide. So I'm going to slide these forward just a tiny bit to make sure my stance is exactly the same as it was before. I tighten my screws in my back binding, and my stance width and angles are exactly the same as they were before. I've just shifted my center of gravity towards the tail of the board, and I will have a great powder day tomorrow. And there you have it. Now you know how and why you would change your bindings for a powder day.